The story of our organization is that there was disinvestment and urban renewal, and there was land that had homes and businesses and churches and all of these things that were taken from us. And our founders, say their names with me, Ralph Smith, Vinnie Haynes, Beryl Roach. After the fight with the city about urban renewal, they marched back downtown and they got control over the land that is now Madison Park Village. So our organization isn't just founded on, but embodies the idea of residents' vision.
And I think the other thing that's unique about Madison Park that I feel like we transformed over the 55 years from an organization that was relatively small, just a handful of staff, to a real national leader. Madison Park really embraces community building from a holistic standpoint. So not only do we transform vacant lots and empty buildings, we also transform places like community gardens, landscaping. Historic preservation was a big part of my legacy. So we restored several buildings and added them to the National Register of Historic Places, really capturing the history, the rich history of Roxbury.
Communities are about so much more than bricks and mortar. And so what's special about Madison Park is our investment beyond the bricks and mortar into the community, into the healthy Roxbury. That bleeds into how do we eat healthy? How do we shop healthy? How do we think healthy? How do we behave healthy? And so that includes supermarket tours, food preparation programs. Do you know you can make a yummy meal with no salt? Right? We'll help you figure that out. We'll help you shop at the supermarket and think about the labels on the food that you're buying to make sure that it contributes to the health.
We've had a very great relationship with Madison Park for a number of years. They were instrumental when we went to build the new supermarket. Their expertise in community development and development overall really helped get this new supermarket built. And I can honestly say that if it wasn't for Madison Park, I don't think there'd be a Tropical Foods in Nubian Square.
I think the great thing about our community is relationships. I started building a relationship as soon as Leslie Reed took over at the helm of Madison Park Development Corp. And we basically started having lunch and we had conversations, and some of those conversations were challenging. Madison Park Development Corp is not just a nonprofit entity, but they're one of the largest developers inside of Roxbury. I always respected the fact that Madison Park's genesis story started with us, the community.
We renovated all the older properties. We added to the portfolio, acquired existing properties, built new buildings, renovated commercial buildings that were vacant in the upper floors and brought them back into kind of the commercial business district. And we did all that in a way that was also we were also able to grow community programming.
One of the things that I love about Madison Park Development Corporation is that embedded in the DNA, in the birth of the organization, is a commitment to the arts and culture. And so our founding director, Ralph Smith, was a patron of the arts. And so he introduced into literally the DNA of the organization an appreciation and an investment to enhance elevating and acknowledging the culture. Danette's successor, Jean Panado, actually embodied that physically in Hibernian Hall, where we actually created a bricks and mortar space where we could celebrate.
The way that I think that Hibernian Hall has influenced the art scenes in Roxbury and the greater Roxbury community is because it gave consistent cultural programming. The big thing about ACT Roxbury and the Roxbury Center for the Arts is that you could count on that every year there were certain events that were going to happen repeatedly, that there was a place that there could be a home. We did a training program, and we actually trained a high school student who now works as a technical director at Madison Park and for Hibernian Hall.
Happy birthday, Hibernian Hall. I'd like to float back in time a little bit because I consider myself to be a Madison Park girl. What actually happened was I lived in an area where there was a park, and the park was named Madison Park, and it was bordered by 4 streets: Marble Street, Sterling Street, Westminster, and I can't remember the 4th street where Walter's store was at. And we all lived around this park in community. I must tell you a little story about how I got involved with Hibernian Hall. I'm sure that back in the day, and I don't remember what year I started, but the word was being passed around that they were auditioning actors and actresses for parts in the play that they were putting on here. And I decided that I wanted to audition because I love the theater scene with all the actors and the audio engineers, the backstage crew, the carpenters and the master carpenters, dancers, electricians, and front of the house managers and production theater staff and the running crew. I'm really a Hibernian Hall person.
Hibernian Hall is important to artists and creators in Roxbury because of its access. Hibernian Hall is one of the few creative spaces in the city of Boston where artists can really explore their craft. Hibernian Hall does a great job at trying to produce at a high level and remain accessible and affordable for artists and creators to produce and practice their art.
So we've done some health equity programming, which includes things like community gardens, where we all get to go into a space together and put our hands into the dirt and bring forth flowers and food.
The health and wellness program here at Madison Park Development Corporation is booming. We have the nutrition and wellness program, we have the kids garden, we have several other programs within the health and wellness program. But the biggest one is the gardening program, which Roxbury community and our residents here at MPDC take full advantage of. If you don't know, Roxbury is a food desert. And at a food desert, the foods are very expensive. The access to getting to those foods are very difficult for some residents of Roxbury. So the Hope Community Garden is all access.
My partner in this work, Dr. Megan Sandel, and I knew that we would need external partners to actually address, mitigate, and eliminate where we could this problem that we had noticed in our data. Because no matter what we did, treating them medically, resetting them back to baseline, admitting them to the hospital, ultimately when we discharged them, we were discharging them back to exactly what was driving it. And so we knew that they could not prioritize health while they were prioritizing not having stable housing and being homeless. We knew that we would have to work with someone in housing to get this done. So we worked with Madison Park, and we operationalized a system where we had the equivalent of a community health worker and a nurse that were actually stationed at Madison Park housing. This partnership is important for MPDC residents because it maintains a healthy state for them, it maintains wellness for them, it prevents them from having to be destabilized.
Our partnership truly for us is important because it's an opportunity for Dana-Farber to bring a cancer-specific agenda to Madison Park residents, allowing them to learn about cancer prevention and general wellness, as well as allows the team at Madison Park and our office to develop a close relationship where we can provide access to community residents.
we do work in community support. We help facilitate meetings with our residents and public safety agencies of, the city of Boston. We're aware of the trauma of violent incidences, and we've increased our capacity to be able to respond to that with healing circles, mental and behavioral health services, connections to the resources that keep us connected, even in the worst moments that we see in our community. That's a hot button issue, but we've been doing that for more than 15 years. We have the relationships and the trust to make sure that our residents are still communicating effectively with the police so that they're safe but not exploiting people.
Part of civic engagement, it truly is about relationships. It's about neighbors getting to know one another. It's about us getting to know the folks that we decide to elect into these various offices, because everyone's voice matters here. And I think it's really important for our residents to understand that they hold and have so much power in what happens here in the neighborhood.
Over the past 55 years, I haven't been around here that long, and I have not been alive that long, but the changes that I've seen in my time in Roxbury has been a lot of positive changes, where there's been a lot of affordable housing that has been built by Madison Park. There's been a lot of advocacy. There's been a lot of arts and culture. With the naming of the Roxbury corridors.
We also work with youth in our community that might not be in school or might be involved with the court. So if you need your HiSET, which is your high school equivalency, if you need a paid internship in order to improve your ability to get a job in the future, if you need mental and behavioral health services, to help you achieve those goals, we're there for you.
One of my first experiences as far as employment, MPDC did a great job at keeping me in line with what I had a passion for. I think MPDC does a great job of allowing youth to explore their interests, and mine was in the world of production and theater.
Hi, my name is Kevin Mill. I found out about the Madison Park Development Corporation through my school, Boston Day and Evening. I'm part of the Opportunity Youth Employment Program, where I do food pantries and other workshops. I also got introduced to a program near Broadway at a construction site through Katrina and Jeannie. And I'm very thankful for that, because not only am I able to realize what it's like to be on a construction site, but I'm also able to know what my path is and what my desire is.
Since 14, I've worked with Madison Park Development Corporation for 2 summers and 1 after-school year program. I've been able to have opportunities with teen empowerment, planning youth forums in my community, and just talking to local politicians and youth advocates, serving as a bridge between youth and Boston's municipal government. I've loved working for MPDC because it's allotted me so many opportunities in the community, getting closer to the people that I'm surrounded with.
One of the greatest successes of Madison Park is Madison Park Village, but we had this fabulous opportunity with the city of Boston and the preservation of affordable housing to redevelop the Whittier Public Housing Development, which was always our neighbor. And one of the great products of that partnership is the DeWitt Center. And the DeWitt Center, which is a 21,000 square foot state-of-the-art community facility, was envisioned as the physical space where the Whittier and Madison communities came together.
I think the DeWitt Center is sort of a real shining star in our portfolio, a real shining star in terms of a community development effort. First of all, the DeWitt Center was a community planning effort. So it came about because of community planning around the Whittier neighborhood transformation plan. It's got terrific architecture, interior design. It's a beautiful building. It also is welcoming. It's got, community art in it, and it brings people together. I think that's what's so significant about the DeWitt Center. It brings people together, and it makes them feel part of something.
The Do It Center has been around for 4 years. We're coming up on our 4-year anniversary, and we're excited because every year the center is growing. We're building new partnerships, getting new vendors to not only run programs, but to host really whole quality events.
One of the things that in our future, I think we would like to enhance is the opportunity for ownership in our community. And it speaks a little bit to the history. You know, there was a lot of policy and law and programs that created obstacles for historic members of our community to be homeowners, right? So there were loans that were made available, but, you know, Black people and people of color were categorically excluded from those homeownership opportunities. As Madison Park thinks about the next generation of our work, we've done such an extraordinary job of creating rental homes and opportunities in our community that we have this great opportunity to create homeownership, right? Where now our residents own it themselves directly. We have a great opportunity to build on our experience of providing to date 129 homeownership opportunities. So that was over the past 55 years. And the next 5 to 7 years, we hope to add 75 opportunities for homeownership into the lower Roxbury community.
And I must say my daughter took advantage of that at Orchard. She also won the scholarship. So MPDC put my daughter through school. So MPDC, I started to look for a house or a condo. And someone told me that they have down payment assistance. I was like, yeah, I probably won't qualify. They were like, no, you will. You need to get a hold of this person, and it was Dwayne at MPDC. So I called him, but I don't know what he did. I don't know how he did it, but he made it happen. So we were awarded the down payment assistance of $100,000. And it just did a lot for my family, so I'm indebted to MPDC. I'm grateful. What Leslie is doing for home ownership and for economic equity for the community is amazing. I didn't want to get emotional, but I'm sorry.
The future is incredibly bright for Madison Park Development Corporation. And the reason for that is that people are speaking up a little bit louder.
For the future, I hope that Madison Park will continue to just do what it does to reflect the current needs of the culture.
I would like to just see more created in the space. It'd be cool if we had another Hibernian Hall.
When I think about Hibernian Hall and the future, I'm going to put my bid in and ask for there be special training in the arts for our special children.
I'd love to see Nubian Square have more local businesses run by people from this community.
I would love to see more gardens here in Roxbury.
We look forward to coming up with new ways in which to bring cancer prevention, education, screening access.
We want to see the quality of life enhanced to the point where we are not in crisis at every moment.
Vibrant, lots of families returning.
And what I really want is for people when they come to town and they stay in a hotel downtown and they open those books that say what to do and where to go, that Madison Park and Roxbury become a place that they should have to come to because of the art and the culture and the activity, the beauty of the community and the warmness of the people.
As the future of Roxbury is the echo back to our past, to our origin. And so our mission has been for the last 55 years to recover what was lost and taken from us and rebuilding that vibrant central, amazing community.
Happy 55th anniversary, Madison Park.
Happy 55th anniversary, Madison Park Development Corporation.
Happy 55th anniversary, Madison Park Development Corporation.
Happy 55th anniversary to Madison Park Development Corporation.
Happy anniversary, Madison Park.
Happy 55th anniversary.
Celebrate legacy.
Celebrate legacy.
Celebrate legacy.
Celebrate legacy.
Celebrate legacy.
We celebrate the legacy.
Celebrate legacy.
Honor community.
Honor community.
Honor our community.
Honor community.
Honor community.
Honor community.
Embrace promise.
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 Hello everyone, I'm Kim Janey, Mayor of Boston, and I am very excited to be a part of Madison Park Development Corporation's 55th anniversary celebration. I would like to thank the Chief Executive Officer, Leslie Reed, for her leadership in this community. I come from a family that for more than 6 generations has lived in Roxbury, home to Madison Park Development Corporation. We have seen the change the institution has had on the community, from the redevelopment of the Orchard Park housing development where my father grew up into Orchard Gardens, and to the rehabilitation of the historic Hibernian Hall. Originally a dance hall, it sat vacant until the Madison Park Development Corporation restored it, and it is now a vibrant community hub where you can enjoy art, plays, and culture. It is an integral gathering spot that has held community meetings and galas. Madison Park Development Corporation has been bringing people together through the healing and transformative power of arts and culture for years. The very popular International Roxbury Film Festival got its start as a program of the Madison Park Development Corporation, as well as Roxbury Open Studios and many other family and kid-friendly programs and events. Thanks to Madison Park Development Corporation, over 3,000 residents in Roxbury, the South End, and Mattapan live in affordable housing. Happy 55th anniversary, and thank you for the many years of dedication to making Roxbury an even better place to live. I hope we can continue this leadership and partnership for many more years to come.